All right, welcome in. We are live, and I wasn't going to do a live for this, um, but I thought since we came back and won a game that we weren't supposed to, I'd get on here and just make a little quick live, enjoy a cigar, and just chill out with y'all for a minute. Haven't been on YouTube in a minute. Been really busy with life and stuff in life. So forgive me, but I do get on here from time to time and jump in some of the lives and talk to BBD a little bit on his lives. I've talked to Magnum on his lives, and I'm actually supposed to be on one of Magnum's live coming up here very soon. So that's going to be exciting. But I just wanted to come on here today and smoke a little cigar and just hang out with you guys and see what we can get into tonight. So if nobody watches, but this isn't for y'all. This is for me to come on here, kind of talk Oregon football going into, what was 2022 and then what's going into 2023. So yeah, just wanted to do that and light up the stogie here real fast, and then we'll get into it. I do have my cutter. Nice. It's like, I probably forgot my cutter. Nope, I remembered. That's not late at all. There we go. So yeah, 2022 was definitely not the year that we thought we were going to have at Oregon. Obviously, Georgia. I didn't. I mean, I made a bet we were going to beat Georgia, but realistically, we were probably not going to beat Georgia. So, realistically, we were probably not going to beat Georgia, and that's fine. We weren't ready to beat the defending national champions. I obviously made a bet with Chess that we would. I mean, you're never going to catch me coming on a stream or in a chat or anything before the game happens saying my team's going to lose. That's never going to happen. Now, I'll come on here and eat some crow and do all that and pay up all my bets that I make, if I make any, but I'm not going to say that we're ever going to lose a game. So that's why I made the bet. Lose Georgia, obviously get obliterated. They're probably going to repeat. I would be shocked if they don't. Probably the best team in college football here in the last 2 years, obviously. And then we run through the Pac-12 schedule. We're just getting through our non-con outside of Georgia and running through Pac-12. We're cruising, big time cruising, and we look like one of the best teams in college football. We look like one of the best teams in college football. And I think Uncle Lou even said it, because a lot of people were, talking smack about how Georgia beat Oregon by 46 And, we were running through our schedule at this time. They're like, well, Oregon's just not that good. And it's like, well, we won like, what was it, like 12? What did we win, like 8 straight before that day? So I don't want to hear that we weren't one of the best teams in college football. We were certainly top 10. We certainly deserve to be where we were at when we lost to Washington. If not for Bo Nix's ankle injury, we probably beat Washington. I can comfortably say that. I don't know about any other Duck fan, but we were knocking on the door to go up double digits before the injury, and just that's football though. That's how things go. That's part of the game. So obviously the injury hurt us, and we lost that game, and then we lose Oregon State as well. And that's just 2 games that, as an Oregon fan, if you told me that we were going to lose to Washington and Oregon State, I was like, okay, well then we have. And Georgia and Washington and Oregon State, whether we have more than 3 losses. But finish the year with 3 losses. We get to the Alamo Bowl. We had a chance to make the Pac-12 championship game, even after losing to Washington. Didn't do it, and that's always disappointing because I think Oregon is, top 1, top 2 best teams in the Pac-12, whatever you want to call it now with USC and UCLA leaving. And it sucked losing those 2 games. It really did. I didn't hang my head on it though, because I knew what we had. I knew we have a good team around that nucleus. We just played really shitty the last 3 weeks of the year, and didn't deserve to make the Pac-12 championship game. And what's crazy is that if not for Bo getting hurt, we'd probably go to the playoff. But I've said this before in other chat rooms. Would you rather go to the playoff and get boat raced by, say, Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, whoever, and go win a Rose Bowl like Utah has a chance to do, and win a Rose Bowl? But it sucks to say, but the Rose Bowl is like a 5th place trophy now, and that's really shitty. Because I like Rose Bowl. I do. I used to like the Holiday Bowl. I used to think winning the Holiday Bowl was like a great year for Oregon back in 2008. I certainly like winning this Holiday Bowl. This Holiday Bowl feels really good. Good win. Who do I owe? I don't owe anybody any money. I don't owe anybody any money. I paid all my bets. I paid Chess Hall. So, I have not heard about that till now. So, that's news to David. So, I don't know who you are, dog. So, anyway, yeah, I never made a bet with you. I don't know who you are. That's why I didn't pay you. So. I don't know. You should have messaged. I didn't hear about it till now, dog. It's been 3 months. No one's told me. Carter's got me on Messenger. He could have messaged me about it. Yeah, dog. I don't know. I'm sorry if you think I welched. I genuinely do not remember making a bet with you. I paid Chess that day. If I remember paying you, I would have paid you too. So you should have gotten at me sooner. It would have been fresher in my mind. I maybe would have remembered. But I do not remember making a bet with you. I genuinely apologize if that would happen, but you had since September to find me. Chess never told me about it. Carter never told me about it. So, yeah. Yeah, Chess hit me up the day of the game. Yeah, I paid Chess. I have proof I paid Chess. So, yeah, I have proof that I paid Chess. And if he's talking smack, we can talk it out. I can show him the receipts. So. Georgia's about to go win the national championship game. I don't think you guys are worried about, money. Anyway, I pay chess. I apologize if I made a bet with you that I don't genuinely remember, but I don't. You should have gotten to me sooner. And if there was an issue, you could have brought it to Carter. Carter could have gotten a hold of me, or BBD could have gotten a hold of me. Somebody could have gotten a hold of me that's got my contact information in here. Heck, Magnum's been talking to me. You guys are Georgia buds, so. Yeah, I mean, I genuinely, I do not bet Welch. I own up to everything. If I genuinely remembered betting you $100 for that game, I would have given it to you the day of the game. And if Chess says doesn't pay him, let me know, because that needs to get fixed. Anyway, that's not what this stream is about. K-Dog, if you want the link, I can send it to you, and you can get in here. We can talk college football playoff and stuff. If you want to jump on, you can. This isn't, anything special. Like, yes, Oregon won. I'm really happy with the comeback, scoring, 10 points in that final, half of the third quarter. But, yeah, it feels really good to win. A great cap to the end of a kind of a shitty year for Oregon. Losing 3 games should not have happened. Georgia's Georgia. You're going to run into that buzzsaw. But Washington and Oregon State were games that you did not need to lose. That kept you out of the Pac-12 championship game, probably kept you out of a playoff. Yeah, no, I'm really happy for Dan Lanning. It's good to get him his first bowl win. Our defense needs a lot of help. Fucking A, our defense needs a lot of help. Our defense is pretty trashy. But hopefully another offseason of Tosh Lafloy and his defense will figure it out. But maybe it's time to move on from Tosh. That's been floated around the message boards. I mean, we just had a 5-star commit to him, so I'm not ready to move on from Tosh just yet. I want to see him get another year of his players in here, get him another year of his scheme in here. But that's just me. As soon as this car is over, I'm gonna head out of here. But going into 2023, Bo's coming back. I'm really excited for that. I think that guy has a chance to win a Heisman. He stays healthy. He should be invited to New York. I think the only reason he wasn't invited this year is because he got hurt, and we lost those 2 games. I think he had just as good a year as Max. Again, I think he had just as good a year as Caleb Williams. I mean, heck, even C.J. Stroud at times. Bo was the quarterback that was. He put the team on his back tonight and won us this game in back-to-back drives. So for all you Bo Nix haters out there, I believe in the kid. I'll root for this kid until he's out of the league because I'm shocked he came back. I was like, there's no way. It doesn't make sense for him to come back. He's got an NIL deal now with Bose. It looks like he's doing Bose commercials. I'm really excited for 2023. I'm excited for the class we have right now, and we're obviously working on that with the portal and some guys. We're in it for, Deuce Robinson, and there's another guy, I forget his name, the athlete. It's another Robinson kid. I forget his name. So we're in it for some big guys, some key guys that I think will really help us. But we need defensive help. We need secondary. We need linebackers. I think we're fine on the defensive line. I think we're okay. But we need linebackers and safety help, secondary help as well. So we shall see what goes down. But I'm just fired up. I just am really happy with the win. Happy for Dan Lanning. Happy for Bo Nix. Happy for the players that came back and decided to play it out, even though they are seniors. The Bennett Williams, the Alex Forsyths, all the other seniors on that team that went out champions today. They went out Holiday Bowl champions, and I'm proud of the way the team fought. They didn't give up. They were down 10 in the fourth quarter and had a chance to pack it in, and didn't. Bo Nix came out and threw some really good balls. Troy Franklin, that guy is going to be a trophy-winning wide receiver in college football. That guy is going to win a lot of awards. That guy is going to rack up yards. He's going to be a all-star for us next year for sure. It's going to be really interesting to see who pairs alongside him with Coda leaving. How do you not love that Coda story? Coda, man, I wish you would have came here out of high school. I think you knew you should have come here out of high school. You committed the chip and went to UCLA, which is fine. That's fine. I get that. I understand. But at the same time, I just feel like he should have been here out of high school. And how can you not feel good about that kid? That story. Came to Oregon in his final year of football. His dad played here. Huge storyline, and he catches the game-winning touchdown to put Oregon over the top and send us, to Holiday Bowl champions. So, absolutely love that storyline. Couldn't happen to a better kid. So fired up for him. And then the doink that heard round the world in Eugene and North Carolina. The extra point that almost wasn't. God, can you imagine if that kid misses that extra point? We're going to overtime right now. Frickin' Jesus Christmas. Yeah, when UNC got within 58, I was like, there's no way they are kicking a 58-yarder when the dude can't hit a 44-yarder. He missed a 52 earlier in the year at Duke. I was like, there's no way they're sending him out there for a 58-yarder. And if he had hit it, they deserve to win. If that dude had lined up and hit a 58-yarder, okay. Like, I could have lost on that. They went for the Hail Mary. Got a little cringy there at the end, but defense did its job in that final play. Shout out to the defense, man, bowing up and getting stops when they needed to absolutely get stops. They could not have allowed a touchdown there on that final drive, and they didn't. Could not have allowed a touchdown there, and they didn't. They held them to 3 and forced it to a one-possession game. I mean, maybe you're right. You might be right. Here, how do I do this? That's that. There's the link if any of y'all want it. I mean, the dude missed from 44 earlier in the day or 40-something earlier in the day. Missed from 52 earlier in the year. I think they knew they weren't going to get – he probably would have been online, but he probably would have been well short of that field goal. I genuinely do not see how that kid was going to make a 58-yarder. So I think what they were hoping for, this is what I think UNC was hoping for, realistically, was they were hoping for a pass interference in the end zone, give them 15 yards, and then kick a field goal. I think that's what UNC was doing. So what's up, Kevin?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
Good night, sir.
Pretty good. Just been watching some college football all day.
Yeah. No, it's funny. My buddy from Carolina joined me for that last 3 possessions or so, and that's when Oregon turned it on. I was like, dude, you got to come around more often because we were looking like dog shit until he showed up. But how excited are you for Ohio State?
I'm ready to play Ohio State because I was actually expecting to play them in the national title game anyway at the beginning of the season. So
yeah, I think they're the better of the 3 teams not named Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was shocked Michigan State beat them the way they did. But, I think the emotions of one game I think 7 out of 10 times Ohio State beats Michigan. So yeah. I think they're the better of the 2 teams there. But I'm really excited for that TCU Michigan game because TCU is going to be playing with their hair on fire because nobody predicted them to make it this year. And they're actually they're 200 to 1 odds to make it next year already, regardless of what happens, coming up here in the next few days.
Yeah, I know they're a long shot this year anyway. What is it, 1,600 or something?
I mean, still 200 to 1 is a long
Yeah.
shot. Still, I don't want to know what Oregon's odds are, but Jesus. But yeah, did you watch our game tonight?
Yeah, I watched. I think I watched pretty much all of it. I might have flipped. Well, I was flipping back with that crazy Kansas Arkansas game.
Did Kansas ended up winning that in 2 overtimes, right?
Arkansas won.
That sucks for Kansas. I wanted Kansas to win.
Yeah, it was 3 overtimes, and they did some kind of trick play or something. It was like a receiver or something, did like an end around, and he tried to throw the ball in the back of the end zone, and it was overthrown in the back of the end zone. So, yeah, it wasn't the right play call.
Man, I feel bad for Kansas. I wanted Kansas to win that game. I don't have any ties to that game, but I root for storylines in those type of games.
Yeah, I think I had Arkansas in my bowl pick 'em on that one. So
I mean, that's a smart pick experience.
Yeah.
That's a smart pick experience. But if I could decide, then I was going to pick Kansas.
Yeah, I was debating that game when I was picking. I'm like, I think I went with the favorite at the time. I think Arkansas was the favorite at the time.
Did you know Oregon was 13-point favorites tonight?
Just 2 points?
No, 13-point favorites.
Oh, 13-point favorites. I know Uncle Lou tried to bet somebody in the chat. Like, I'll give you 10 points. It's like he would have lost that bet.
He would have lost that bet.
Yeah.
And it would have been a smart bet by Lou. They were down 2 of their best receivers and their best running back and their offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It was a smart bet, but now granted, we were down our offensive coordinator too.
Yep.
But we were missing more on our defensive side, and our defense is just hot dog doo-doo right now. I'm really excited to see who steps up in the offseason and makes a name for themselves on this defense.
What was y'all's draft class so far?
The first, I think we're top 15 right now.
Top 15.
But I think we're also top 10 in the transfer, if I had to guess. But who knows? I think we're top 5 in the transfer. We got 2 guys from Alabama. We got a wide receiver from Alabama and a linebacker from Alabama.
Okay. Yeah, I'm glad we picked up a couple wide receivers. So,
when can transfers join the team? Like after the bowl season? Like spring?
Yeah.
They can get here?
Probably. They're not. And they're like early signees can join and practice with the team. I know, but yeah, I don't know about transfers.
Yeah. I just am excited for some defense, but yeah, I did not expect to win this game after going down 10 in the fourth quarter. I was like, well, unless something miracle happens, we're not going to score as many points as we did in the whole game in one half of football. But Bo Nix do Bo Nix-like things, and that's why I think he's a genuine Heisman candidate next year if he stays healthy.
Yeah, he had a shot this year till he got hurt, I guess.
Yeah, he got hurt on a silliest little play, dude. We ran a ball. We ran him up the middle. Play we run, probably 10, 15 times a night. Ran him up the middle, and he slid and just caught a guy on his ankle, and it just twisted it wrong, bent it wrong, something wrong, and had to come out. And then he wasn't right the whole rest of the season. It wasn't like that was his one game that he was out. He wasn't right the whole rest of the year. Played on one leg the whole rest of the season, which that's more concerning to me, is it tells you that a one-legged Bo Nix is better than our two-legged quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We have a backup right now. He's a former 5-star. His name's Ty Thompson. Everybody and their dog is like, oh, put Ty in. I'm like, dude, we've seen Ty, and he just isn't inept at backup quarterback. I mean, he just can't. The offense just shuts down. The O-line even looks out of sync when he's in there. It's not even that he makes poor decisions. It's just the offense runs completely different. There's no trust. There's no continuity. So.
Yeah. So how good of a game do you think it would have been between Georgia and Oregon at the end of the year?
If everybody's playing,
yeah,
you probably still beat us by 3 scores.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know Bo said he'd beat us if he played us again. I'm like, no.
That's a bold statement. I don't think so.
I'm like, dude.
Here's what I think. Here's when I would want to play Georgia. with both of us for a week to prepare. I think if we had played Georgia like
The bye week.
in week 3,
Mhm.
I think if we had played Georgia week 3, it's much, much closer, maybe like a 10 to 14 point ball game. You guys would probably win, but it'd be really close. Maybe you score a touchdown late to
Yeah.
kind of exceed that gap a little bit. But giving you guys essentially 6 months to prepare.
Yeah. That and our home field advantage playing in Atlanta.
Bless. Up a neutral site. What the frick?
Neutral site, yeah.
At least come to Dallas. At least come to Dallas.
Yeah, I guess that's about halfway, or Indianapolis maybe. Well, we won a natty there though, so I don't know. Maybe.
I wouldn't know any place east of Texas is not neutral site, dog. I wouldn't want to go to Indy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd want to go. I mean, heck, come to Phoenix Stadium. Come to Arizona.
Yeah.
I could go to that game. I'm right there. I'm like 20 minutes from there.
I'm so tempted if we make it to the natty game. I'm so tempted to go to LA to go to the natty game.
You should. Me and my buddy were talking about it when we were going to the playoff. We were like, because we were like, we'll probably go to the Fiesta Bowl because we wanted to be 2 seeds so we could avoid you. So we're like, we'll be 2. They'll send us to the Fiesta Bowl here in Glendale, like 30 minutes up the road. And then we'll go to SoFi if we win. And then we're like, what do we do? Like SoFi's like 6 hours. That's super easy.
Yeah.
And we're like, I was like, I'd want to just wait and go to the Natty, save the money and go to the Natty.
You ready for the 12-team playoffs?
I'm ready to be a Pac-12 champion and get an automatic bid. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because everyone's talking about how Oregon needs to go to the Big Ten because of this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, the only reason now we go to the Big Ten is money, which I get it. You need money. And we probably make that jump eventually. But I won't be mad getting an automatic bid every now and then.
Yeah. And what is it? The top 4? You get a bye or something?
Conference champions get automatic bids. Now, that doesn't mean they're automatically ranked ahead of teams. Like, say, Oregon's a 2-loss Pac-12 champion and Alabama is a 1-loss non-SEC champion. Bama would be ranked ahead of Oregon. But the first 4 conference champions ranked get bye weeks.
Yeah.
So say Oregon is one of the top 4. Like, say it goes Georgia, Ohio State, Oklahoma, for example, then Bama, then Oregon. Oregon is technically 5th in that scenario, but they are one of the 4 highest ranked conference champions. They would get a bye and Bama wouldn't.
Okay.
It's how I interpreted it, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong. But that's how I interpreted it.
And that starts in 2024,
not
right?
next year, but the year after next. So
and then I think it won't be till 2025 till Oklahoma and Texas join the SEC, I believe.
Oklahoma, Texas, and then 2024 will be the first year that SC and UCLA are in the Big Ten. So I think what's going to happen is Oregon's probably going to join the Big Ten like 2026, 2025, somewhere in there.
Okay.
Is what I think will happen because there's just too much money in that on the table for Oregon. We consistently have the top 10 games every single year. Some of the top 10 games in marketing, even being in the Pac-12 and playing late. So
are they trying to get Oregon and somebody else, or?
I heard Oregon and Washington.
Washington.
Because of the Seattle market.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then depending on what Notre Dame does, they would add a 4th. But I heard Oregon and Washington is next. And then Notre Dame, I don't know how you're Notre Dame and you don't go to the Big Ten. I don't know how you, especially now, Notre Dame would never get a bye week. They would never get a first-round bye because they wouldn't be a conference champion.
I'd love to get Clemson in the SEC. Play them every year again.
Well, you're going to wait till like 2030, 2035.
Yeah, 2032 or something like something like that. Yeah.
Their I forget JRA, JRP, JRO, whatever you call it, is like active till 2032 or 2033, something like that.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. Now they might buy it out like in 2030 or something. They might have enough money to where they can buy it out faster, but who knows?
Yeah, because they was talking about Clemson. What was it, Florida State? I think
we're gonna have like 2 super teams.
Super conferences,
and then the leftovers are going to go to the Big Ten, the ACC, and everybody else is going to get left behind. Like, I feel bad for teams like Washington State, Oregon State, teams like Rutgers. Like, even though they're in the Big Ten, they're not much. I mean, heck, if Clemson leaves the ACC, the entire ACC, like, what the frick?
Basically garbage, except
And
for
then
basketball.
eventually, does the NCAA pull the Power Fives from any of these conferences? Like, do they say, "Oh, you guys are no longer like they did with the Big East way back in the day when West Virginia left"?
Yeah, the Power
Like,
Four.
yeah, like, do we make it a Power Four or Power Three?
Yeah.
How do we? Because you can't give. I mean, you can't treat a champion of the Big Ten and a champion of the SEC the same as a champion of the ACC or the Pac-12 or Pac-8, whatever you want to call it back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're probably gonna be at least 3 to 4 SEC teams in the 12-team playoff. Probably.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Mm.
you would have the SEC champion, obviously, the runner-up. Like this year, it would have been Georgia would have been in, LSU would have been in,
Tennessee and Alabama.
Tennessee would have been in, Bama would have been in.
Yeah. He's showing some of Georgia's press conference on TV right now, I guess, from the news.
Your game's on the 1st.
The 31st is Saturday.
Saturday.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. And then Michigan TCU's at 4 o'clock that day. Then you got Alabama and Kansas State at 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock or something. I don't know.
All on Saturday, so you got 3 back-to-back big games.
Yeah, three good games.
Oh man, okay.
New Year's Eve, yeah. Everybody gonna be on.
I might be tied up with a business meeting on Saturday, but I can definitely catch those first 2.
Yeah.
I do my business meeting in the morning, and then I can just binge college football the rest of the day.
Yeah. And then, of course, New Year's Day is on Sunday, so there's no games on New Year's Day this year.
So they have the Rose Bowl on Monday then?
Yeah, they'll have it on Monday. At what, 5 or 5:30 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That'll be a good game. Utah, Penn State. That'll be a good game.
I never forgot who I picked on that game. Who did I pick in that game?
Hey, just a heads up, the Pac-12 is going to have the best quarterbacks in the nation next year. Everybody's coming back.
I picked Utah to win that game.
Smart pick. They're really good. I'm shocked we beat them. I'm still shocked that we beat them.
Let's see.
Do you actually live in Georgia?
What's that?
Do you live in Georgia?
Yeah, I was born here in Athens, so.
Oh wow! Yeah.
I live right outside of Athens right now, like 20 minutes from downtown Athens. So.
Yep.
And then Jesse's like 10 minutes away from me. Raj, I don't know if you know him or not.
Yeah, no, I know Jesse. He's a good dude.
Yeah.
Is he still truck driving?
Yeah, he's still truck driving around locally, I guess.
Yeah, he told me that he's like, David, get you your CDL, go drive local, make $80K a year. You're home for the weekends.
Yeah.
Nah, dog. Nah.
Yeah, we were actually. I was at his house for the Oregon game.
The Oregon game in September.
Yeah. Me. I think Big Two was there.
Okay.
Big Two was there, and then I don't know if Colby made it there or not. I can't remember if Colby was there.
Is Colby still around?
Yeah, Colby's still around. You'll see him on the morning show on Uncle Lou's channel and stuff.
I talked trash with that dude. Way back in 2012 when he was like in high school.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Colby's still hanging around.
That's a good dude. He's a big boy. He's a big dude.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's when I got my start in the TTC was 2012 after we beat Wisconsin the first time in the Rose Bowl. So, yep. And then that was the first year Oregon played Tennessee. That really got me into it.
So who you got for the playoff picks? And who you got for the win?
I have you guys winning it,
Okay.
and then I'm going to take Michigan over TCU.
Okay.
I think they're too. I think TCU maybe leads late, but I just think Michigan's too talented. And and then I think I just can't see anybody beating Georgia. I just don't know how to pick against Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, the only way we're going to have to beat ourselves. Basically, Stetson's probably going to have to pull a Jake Fromm and throw like 3 picks and fumble the ball or something, you know?
Unless someone shits the bed for you guys, I just don't see it.
Yeah.
And until proven otherwise, how do you pick against Georgia? Like,
Yeah, no.
that's Georgia's one of those teams right now. It's like Alabama back in the 05, 06, 07, 08, 09. Like, until proven otherwise, you don't pick against Bama.
Yeah. Yeah, Kirby's on a roll.
Especially when they have all this time to prepare. I mean, you have, 3 weeks to prepare?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and what's his name for Ohio State ain't even playing. Their best wide receiver's not playing.
Yep.
So
hopefully Lad McConkey will be okay to play for us. And
that your 2 NFL tight ends that you have?
No, he's the little white receiver. Looks like the slot receiver.
Is he
he's probably like our number 2 receiver, you know?
Is he like your Hunter Renfrow?
Yeah, I guess. Or what was the other guy that for Tom Brady's receiver? A little short.
No, Julian Edelman.
Wessler or something.
Wes Welker?
Yeah, Wes Welker or something, or one of them. Yeah, Edelman or whatever. Yeah, it's kind of like him. Yeah. But he's been good. He was a 3-star coming out of high school, so he definitely been playing good. Of course, Jordan Davis was a 3-star, and
Heisman Trophy winner was a 3-star.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear, he's a 3-star quarterback. Yeah, Marcus was a 3. Justin Herbert was a 3-star quarterback. I dissed us picking up because we picked up Herbert like super late in the cycle, like the last week of the cycle. We offered him.
Oh yeah.
This was back when we had who was our coach? Mark Helfrich was our head coach. Scott Frost was our offensive coordinator. And we offered him, and we were his best offer, and he was from Eugene, so he was going to take it. And I was like, this is a bullshit offer. We're only offering because he's from Eugene. This is like Mark Helfrich is like homeboy, like whatever nonsense. This is a nothing scholarship. We're wasting a scholarship on this kid. And he's probably the second best. He's a top 5 quarterback at U of O, and I'm like, okay, I'll eat it.
Yeah, he's been doing good in the NFL. Yeah, jeez,
made the playoffs. I'm really excited to see him play in the playoffs. He deserved to go last year, but I'm excited to see what he does in the playoffs. And
I don't know what the hell Mariota is doing for my Falcons though. He was
good at the beginning of the year, and then all of a sudden he took a piss. Like I don't know what happened.
Yeah. I thought he'd be pretty decent. I mean, hell, he won a Heisman. You figured he'd be pretty decent.
It's scarily common that those Heisman Trophy quarterbacks don't pan out. It's weird. It's weird. I remember my very first Heisman Trophy that I can remember, like getting drafted, is Troy Smith out of Ohio State, and he got drafted in the 7th round, and he didn't do diddly squat. He like backed up the Ravens for like ever.
Yeah, I mean, hell, what'd you have? Was it Danny Werfel?
Werfel did anything. Tebow really didn't do much. I mean,
Tebow won one playoff game for the Broncos.
Mary fluke broke
you
play that game, you play that overtime 10 other times, and who knows what happens. I mean, just a fluke play.
I mean, one of our best quarterbacks. My mind's going blank now. I can't remember his name now. He played.
Who did he play?
Damn it. David Green.
Oh, David Green. Yeah.
He got drafted by Seattle, I think, didn't he? But he didn't do anything in the NFL, so. But yeah. He was like one of our winningest quarterbacks.
Here's a trivia question for you. You can use it around your place. Can you name the only Heisman Trophy winning quarterback to not make the college football playoff?
Name the what?
Can you name the only Heisman Trophy winning quarterback to not make the college football playoff?
Only Heisman Trophy quarterback. Shit.
So obviously very recent.
Yeah. Trying to think. What teams? Yeah, I can't think of one really.
Lamar Jackson.
Oh,
Louisville.
Lamar Jackson, yeah. Played for Louisville. Yeah, I forgot about him.
Yep. He's the only one.
He's looking for a big contract coming up now.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get it, though.
So
I wouldn't pay him. I don't think he's a franchise quarterback. I don't think he gets you to the Super Bowl.
that, I mean, he seems like he stays hurt all the time too because he runs.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I wouldn't pay him big money. I'd pay him, but I wouldn't pay him big money because
mhm.
you're gonna need weapons around him. You're gonna need a running game. You're gonna need great O line because he runs. You're gonna need defense because you're gonna need to pay other players. I mean, you
Yeah.
can pay him, but you're not gonna give him no $40 million.
No,
I'd give him like 25.
these players are getting ridiculous amounts of money nowadays.
Oh, it's stupid what they're getting now. And I mean,
Even down baseball players, I'm like, what the hell?
$300 million to play
Yeah.
baseball.
Yeah,
And I mean, more power to them. They're more talented than me.
yeah.
But
I mean, I guess the owners are making that much money to pay him. I guess, but geez,
I mean, the Mariners just gave Julio Rodriguez a $316 million contract for the next 12 years.
and the Braves been spending money like crazy. I'm like,
The
what are y'all?
Mets, dude, you got to worry about the Mets. The Mets are paying fucking everybody.
Well, I know the Braves are like signing everybody to like long-term contracts, so we don't have the same players for like, I don't know, 6, 7, 8, 10 years. It seems like.
The Mets are paying everybody.
Mm,
But
yeah.
I love that you're sticking it to the Giants fans. I do love that. The Giants thought they were going to get Judge. They didn't get Judge. He went back to the Yankees. The Giants
Yeah.
get Correa. He went to the Mets. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah. I'm just glad the Braves won the World Series, too. And then the Bulldogs won the national championship. I was like, hell yeah. The Falcons was
Two teams ever win the championship in the same year, I will shit bricks. If the Mariners were ever to win a World Series and the Ducks win a college football national championship in the same year, I would be ecstatic. I don't think it'll ever happen. But
it cost me a lot of money because I spent a lot of money on merchandise.
I bet. I can't wait to be rich and just be able to go to all these games.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of gave up on the Falcons after they blew that freaking Super Bowl 28-3.
Only the Falcons, dog. Only Georgia sports could do that.
I was like, geez, really? 28-3 with like 2 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Hey, you're not the Colts. You didn't blow a 33-point lead in regulation.
I remember that was it a Buffalo game. They came back and won with 35 points in the playoffs or something.
Oh, I don't remember that.
That was a long time ago.
Colts is the biggest. The Colts lost that 33 points is the biggest comeback in NFL history.
Yeah. In the regular season, though, right?
Regular season. I think
the playoff was 35 for Buffalo. But yeah, I remember that game. That was pretty wild too.
Play.
But yeah.
Well, how was your Christmas? You have a good Christmas?
It was, I don't know, it was okay, I guess. I mean, I had bought me a Blackstone grill, my own Christmas present.
I love that. Now that I'm 30 something now. Yeah. I'm like, I don't need. I like getting gifts. I don't go buy my own stuff now. If I want a hat, I'm gonna go buy a hat. At the mall, and I saw a nice fitted Oregon hat in the style that I like. I bought it. Same thing with a Mariner hat. I bought it. But I don't need. I would rather, I'd rather be with family than get gifts. And
we did our Christmas on Christmas Eve, and I guess everybody wanted to be lazy. Nobody wanted to cook any food, so all we did order some pizza from Domino's.
And
so
I'm not mad at you.
I think using my app, I spent like $95 on pizza. Of course, they pay me back whatever the pizza they bought, whatever. But yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at some Domino's, but
yeah,
I got Taco Bell tonight.
yeah. We normally have our uh, traditional Christmas dinner is normally spaghetti. It's kind of crazy, but yeah, we had spaghetti. But
My
yeah,
mom, my mom sent me uh, a big order from Omaha Steaks. So I had me and my roommate cooked. We thawed out some
oh,
filet,
yeah.
some filet mignon, and had that.
Yeah, I haven't had the chance to try out my new grill yet because it got cold here, like down
Yeah.
to 8 degrees here lately or whatever, like super cold here.
Did you
So
get snow?
we didn't get any snow. It supposedly somebody said it snowed a little bit last night or the day before or something, but it must have been like very little, and of course it didn't stick on the ground. But yeah,
Yep.
it's very rare we get snow here in Georgia.
My mom lives in Missouri, and they were like 4 degrees. She sent me a screenshot. I'm like, no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get here in Arizona. We have no humidity, so if it gets cold here, it gets cold here. Like, like if it's 70 degrees out, I'm putting on a sweatshirt, like jeans and a sweatshirt.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, in the desert, maybe it was hot during the day and cold at night.
But in the wintertime, dude, like I'll say this is the perfect place to live outside of those like 3.5, 2.5 months in the summertime. It's perfect because you wake up and it's like 50 degrees, throw in a little beanie and a sweater, and then you by the end of the day you're 70 degrees. You're perfect. You just and even like today it rained and it was warm. It was like as long as you were dry, you were fine.
Yeah.
But in Oregon, man, if it gets wet, dude, you're like it's like 40 degrees and it's windy and it's wet. It's like, whoa, no, no, I don't miss Oregon weather at all. They got a whole bunch of freezing rain this week. I don't miss it.
So how'd y'all come up with the name of the ducks? Is it because it rains all the time?
We were originally called the Webfoots.
The what?
The Webfoots, way back in like the 1920s.
Webfoot?
If you look
Okay.
at our history, we were the Webfoots, and we actually won the very first NCAA college basketball championship as the Webfoots in like 1920 or something like that.
Okay. The
So
Webfoot.
the Webfoots, and then they went to the Ducks after that, and yep. So that's why because the state animal is the beaver. That's why Oregon State is the Beavers.
Yeah, they had a good season this year.
They had a really good year. They had one of their best seasons ever,
Yeah.
and they just got DJU from Clemson, which they don't need a good quarterback to
Oh
beat
yeah,
us.
DJ. Yeah.
They beat us running the ball 19 straight times.
Well,
And-
I don't. DJ's been having a rough go at it since Georgia took
But
him out.
he's still the best quarterback they've ever had.
Yeah.
He's probably their highest rated recruit ever.
Maybe he'll get better.
And I mean, hell, look what happened with Bo. Everybody laughed at Oregon
Oh,
getting
yeah.
Bo. Everybody laughed. They're like, "Oh, you're taking the SEC's, garbage bin quarterback, SEC reject quarterback. You're not going to do nothing with him. He's going to be trash." Damn near won a Heisman.
Yeah.
So you just
He's
never know. He could get to Oregon State, fall in love with the system, fall in love with the coaches, and ball out. Who knows?
He's still 0-4 against Georgia though.
I mean, so is a lot of people. Fuck.
I guess he'll want to try to make up for it next year. I guess. Huh?
Who's got a winning record against Georgia here in the last 3 years? I don't want to know who.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people.
And next season, our regular season, I'm pretty much say we're probably gonna go 12-0 in the regular season again.
I would be shocked if you didn't.
I mean, especially with our schedule, since they took Oklahoma away from our schedule, we were supposed to go to Oklahoma and play them, and they took that away.
We go to Texas Tech next year. I'm really excited for that game.
That was like our one good game, probably next year.
Oh, you guys were gonna mollywop them.
Well, yeah, Oklahoma since Lincoln and Riley left, yeah.
Which it couldn't happen to a better fan base. I'm sorry. I like Oklahoma as a team, but it couldn't happen to a better fan base. But also, I'll be glad when Lincoln Riley leaves USC.
No, I'd love to play Alabama again and beat their ass again because I'm tired of them Bama fans.
Bro, let me tell you how bad I wanted to play Alabama when we went to the championship game against Ohio State. I wanted Alabama so bad. I wanted to play Alabama so bad. I was coming up with rhymes about, like, they have the Rammer Jammer. I was going to Rammer Jammer them Oregon style. Oh, it was going to be great.
Yeah.
I got on here after they got beat by Ohio State. I was like, dude, I was talking to Law Tide. I was like, Law Tide, you have no idea how bad I wanted to play you guys.
Mm-hmm.
And it just didn't work out. But, Oregon's had a couple cracks at Natties, and we'll get another one here, I think, real soon. We're on the cusp. We just got to get a better defense.
Yeah.
And got to come up with we've never had a game wrecker on defense, like a guy that you can just look at and okay, he's going to come up with a big play right here. There just hasn't been that dude. Kayvon was really good in spurts. He had his moments for us on the D line, on the edge, but it just hasn't happened yet to where we have that's what was missing off the Marcus team in 2015 was we just didn't have anybody in the defensive side of the ball that could play like that and that would wreck that Ohio State running game. So,
well, hopefully, Dan Lanning there. Hopefully, he'll get you some good.
Well, we got a 5-star edge player in DJ's brother, so flipped him. So I'm really excited about that. But now it just comes down to putting everything together. It feels like one year we have a really good defensive side of the ball where everybody plays really well, but we can't move the ball. And so hopefully this year with Bo, and then we have that 4-star quarterback that was committed to Baylor, Novashed. We have him coming in. Hopefully he can learn from Bo and come in as a redshirt freshman and play 2 years from now. And, I'll not put – after this year's recruiting class, I won't put anything past Dan Lanning because that dude pulled some stuff out of his butt that I didn't see coming. So I don't ever want to hear anybody doubt Dan Lanning in the recruiting side of things because
especially if he learned from Kirby. So if he learned from Kirby, he should be doing good.
I thought Mario was going to turn us into the SEC of the West, but Mario is so stinted in his play calling. Like, he's a great recruiter, but he's very stinted in his play calling.
Yeah.
And that works for Alabama because they can just literally outman you because they have 5-stars up and down the field. Yeah. But if you're not the better team just up and down, then you need to have good play calling and you need to, be schematically sound too. And that's what's so easy for Georgia. They can just line up, point man to man, and just bully death for 4 quarters.
We basically went on talent. So.
Yeah. Really. You don't have to be smart. You just have to run. You just, like you said at the beginning, you just have to not shoot yourself in the foot. Don't turn the ball over. Don't commit dumb penalties, and you're probably going to win the game.
Coaching's probably like 90% recruiting, really. It seemed like.
I don't want to say it's 90%, but it's definitely like 75.
Yeah.
You have to be coherent in play calling. You have to, like Dan Lanning, loving the death, but he went for it on 4th and 1 at our own 30-yard line against Oregon State.
Yeah.
Still 6 minutes left in the game. I'm like, dude, punt the ball. You're on a one, and then he calls a quarterback draw, and I'm like, dude, or a quarterback draw. Like, dude, you're on a one-legged quarterback.
That about reminds me of the Kirby with the Justin Fields fake punt type deal.
Man, I'm still pissed you got Keely Ringo over us. I'm still pissed about that. I wanted Keely Ringo so bad. I thought he was coming here too.
Yeah, he's from Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's projected to be a first-round pick.
You have a lot of people that are projected first-round picks. Brock Bowers probably going to be the first tight end off the board. He'll probably be.
Well, he's got to wait another year, so we still got him another year. So
you have him in 2023.
Yep.
Fucking A. Fuck a duck.
Now Darnell is probably leaving. The big zero tight end, the 6'7" or 6'8".
The guy just left for the portal, didn't he? What was his name? Gilbert or something?
Gilbert. I don't know what's up with him. He must have some kind of mental issues going on or something. I don't know.
What do you mean by that?
That's what I heard. I heard he was in a mental place or something in Atlanta all last year or something. So I don't know what's going on. I think he's got something wrong with his head or something. I don't know. I don't know.
Man, hope he's all right.
So yeah, I mean, he's a good player when he plays. I mean, in the spring, I think he had like 2 or 3 touchdowns in the spring game, and then he like disappeared. And I think he finally got like 1 touchdown this year. Towards the end of the season, they let him get a touchdown. But yeah, we got Oscar Delp. He was a freshman this year, so he's
Who's
another good tight end. I think we got another tight end in our draft class too.
who's that tight end? Is his name Deuce Robinson or something? The like 4 or 5 star tight end that we're both in on. Me, you, us, in Georgia.
For this class,
Huh?
yeah, I don't remember the name. I know we got a good tight end.
No. He's not committed yet.
Oh, is there another one not committed?
Yeah, he's deciding in February.
I know we picked up another tight end, either a 4-star or a 5-star.
He was in out of Phoenix, Arizona. Funny enough,
Oh, is it?
he's a 5-star on 24/7, and it's between Georgia, USC, Alabama, Texas, and Oregon.
Well, I'm probably. I mean, there's a lot of tight ends at Georgia, so I don't know. He might pick somewhere else. I doubt. Probably say too much competition.
Maybe. But I won't put anything past Dan Lanning, especially here in Phoenix. We usually do really well in Arizona. So
I'm pretty sure we flipped some running back. I believe we flipped from some school. I think it was Cal, wasn't it? I think he was committed to Cal.
Alabama cleaned up. They got like 6 5-stars this class.
Oh yeah, well, they had the number 2 last year, and they didn't do nothing this year. So
Nick Saban might be on the way out.
Texas A&M, man, they just
Bro, again, it couldn't happen to a better fan base.
Hashtag 1939.
Yeah, Oregon's 11th, right behind Clemson. Clemson, Tennessee, Notre Dame, LSU, Ohio State, Oklahoma, Miami, Texas, Georgia, Alabama are your top 10. South Carolina 16. That's good for them.
Yeah, but they had their running back supposedly is in the transfer portal, and then I don't know. I've heard some rumblings about Spencer Rattler might hit the portal too. I don't know.
I don't know why he's having his best year. He's having his best year at South Carolina. I don't know why he'd leave.
Definitely had his best 2 games of his career. The last 2 games.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know where else you're gonna go.
Yeah, I think it was his offensive coordinator left or something. So he supposedly might. I think it was Nebraska. I think he went to Nebraska. But I think Nebraska got some quarterback in there.
You couldn't pay me to go play Nebraska. That's just too. You want to talk about expectations? Yeah. They don't care about recruiting class. You need to go win the Big Ten. Are they in the East? Yeah, you need to go win the East every year over there.
They're living in the past.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what's so crazy, dude. They had Bo Pelini. Bo Pelini never lost more than 3 games at Nebraska. Never lost more than 3 games at Nebraska. Then they fired Bo Pelini because he wasn't politically correct, because he said some stuff that was kind of eh. They fired Bo Pelini and they hired Mike Riley from Oregon State.
Mm-hmm.
And if you know anything about Mike Riley at Oregon State, he never lost less than 4 games at Oregon State. He always was like an 8-4, 7-5, 6-6 type coach. He never did anything great at Oregon State.
Yeah.
And I hired him, and I'm like, what are you doing? And that fell flat. Then they went and hired Scott Frost from UCF, another Oregon boy, and that fell even worse. And they paid him $15 million to not coach for them. I don't know what Nebraska's doing. So you couldn't pay me to coach Nebraska. You couldn't pay me to go play for Nebraska.
Yeah.
I'd rather go play for Northwestern or K-State than Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean, what's there to do in Nebraska? Shut corn.
Watch football.
Yeah.
That's why they have those expectations, because there's nothing else. They have no professional sports out there. That's why basketball's so big. They have no professional sports out there. So that's why Nebraska football's God. So Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens in 2023. But I mean, it sucks to say, but Georgia could three-peat.
Yeah.
That's scary. So
Yeah,
scary.
and that's crazy after what 41 years of not winning the freaking natty.
Probably
Here
gonna
we
win. Oh,
here we are on the cusp of 2 in a row, and possibly next year the three-peat.
and no end in sight. I
Yeah,
mean, unless the only reason I see you guys falling off is if Kirby gets a wild hair up his butt and wants to go to the NFL.
yeah. That's one thing I don't understand. I don't think he will.
I
I mean, he was in the NFL with Saban. He coached with Saban on the Dolphins, I think.
yeah,
So I don't think he will. I think he's
my
happy in
my buddy
Athens.
said this. My buddy's like he's gonna try it at least because it's kind of like after you win 2 national championships, it's like what else is there for you to do? And I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
I personally, if I'm dominating the best conference in college football and I'm red hot and rolling like he is, like there's no reason for him to stop. Like unless something comes out like Bobby Petrino style where he's like fucking an assistant or something like that, and he gets blackballed.
but I mean, how much do they pay NFL coaches? Seems like he's getting paid more than NFL coaches, don't he?
I bet he is. I guarantee you he's getting paid more than some NFL coaches.
I mean,
But
he's getting like 10, $11 million a year, So
and he's a college football god, and he's on top of the world right now. He's got it all.
he's
So
at his alma mater. He's at his alma mater.
I
His
don't know why, I don't know why you leave. I don't know why you leave.
his
But
wife his wife went to Georgia. His kids.
the only thing that I could see him if the Atlanta job opened up and he could stay in Atlanta and he wouldn't have to move, he'd be in Atlanta. That would be the only job I'd see him leave for.
I could see him kind of burning out and maybe want to retire early. Maybe.
How old is he?
I mean, he's only like what? I mean, he's only like 4. I'd say I'm 45. I think he's only like a few years older than me.
I was gonna guess 48, 50.
Yeah, so he's probably like 47, 48 maybe. Let me see if I can look at him.
I just don't know what else. Like, unless he just has to go win a Super Bowl, like he has to go try. That's the only thing.
I guess he could if he wanted to.
But the NFL is just such a different game, and maybe he'll talk to Nick about it. Maybe Nick will tell him not to. But
yeah. So he's born in 1975. So he's 2 years. He actually just had a birthday on the 23rd. So yeah.
So 75. So 85, 90, 85, 95.
So he's 2 years older than me. So he's 47.
Yeah, he's not even 50 yet.
So
he could be coaching for the next 15 years easy.
I mean, Saban's what? He just turned 70, right?
Yeah.
I think. So, I mean, that's 20.
I mean, hell, Pete Carroll's 70 years. Pete Carroll's 70.
Yeah.
So he could be coaching for the next 20. Easy.
How old is Belichick? Belichick's pretty old too, isn't he?
Not older than Pete. Pete's the oldest in the NFL, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. I get why he would want to leave because those A1, those A-type competitors, they want to go do the next big thing. If they've left their mark on college football, they want to go do the next big, kind of like what Chip did here with us, going to the Eagles. He had accomplished everything he wanted to do. He went to a national championship game. He was, a field goal away from winning it. So he thought he had reached his peak in college football. And Chip is I don't know what Kirby's philosophy is. It looks like Kirby loves to recruit because he's really fucking good at it. But Chip hated recruiting. Chip absolutely hated recruiting.
Yeah, Belichick's 70 years old also.
Yeah. Chip hated recruiting. And so I don't know what Kirby's philosophy is on that. If he lets his assistants do it.
I think Kirby likes recruiting.
I would say he does. He's really good at it.
I heard Todd Monken don't like recruiting and stuff, so that's why I'm happy he doesn't really want to be a head coach. So he can be our offensive coordinator for however long he wants to.
Yeah. So. The only thing that would trip Georgia up is if they hire your assistants away and they can't recover. Like Nick, every year they hire his offensive coordinator, his defensive coordinator. Every year somebody steals his coordinator away from him.
Yeah.
and they just reload. They just find new talent and go find the next best thing, and
Yeah.
then that coordinator is coveted. Like what happened with Lane, what happened with Sark, what happened with who was the D coordinator that just went to Colorado? What's his name? Mark Kelly or whatever his name was.
Yeah, I don't know. Colorado. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, with Dion.
yeah. So, everybody thinks they're going to get the next thing, and I just would be shocked if Kirby left.
Yeah, I've heard Alabama trying to take Glenn Schumann from us. He's our co-defensive coordinator.
I honestly am fine with Kirby being there because I don't want Lanning to get a wild hair up his butt and be like, man, I could go coach at Georgia.
Oh yeah. Yep. Lanning. How old is Lanning? He's like
34. He's the youngest, and
he's pretty young.
He's young. So I want Lanning here long term. I really like him, especially if on a down year we're winning 3 games. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
We probably should have gone to the Rose Bowl, if not the college football playoff this year, outside of a Bo Nix injury. I think a lot of fans are like, "Oh, we need all this, we need all that." No, we just need to stay healthy.
I thought y'all had a good shot to make it after we blew y'all out. But
we were going to. If we beat USC, we beat Washington and we beat USC, we were going. I mean, if USC beats Utah, they're in. That's the only reason. That's the only reason Ohio State got in.
Mm-hmm.
Was the fact that USC lost.
Oh yeah. They backed their way in for sure.
Oh, absolutely, they backdoored their way in there. Absolutely, they did.
Mm-hmm.
So, if Oregon had been in there instead of Utah, which if we beat Washington and beat Oregon State, we're there. And if we beat USC, we're there because we're a one-loss team, Pac-12 champion.
Yeah.
They're not going to take a one-loss non-conference champion, thus i.e. Ohio State over us. So, we had our opportunities, but
especially the way Michigan blew them out, pretty much.
Yeah, so. and then we're playing y'all, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, rematch. Yeah. Bo won the rematch, so he's gonna get his rematch.
Yeah, I still don't think it would have been our day. It would have been tough.
Especially for you, but you've been playing in Atlanta again. So.
Oh, fucking A, dog. So gross. It's so gross.
Now Ohio State's got to play us in Atlanta, so good luck with that.
Well,
it's gonna be
I hope they make it a game. I really hope it's good games. That's all I root for in these. If I'm not playing in it, I want a good game. I want it like we had today, where it's a 10-point game.
Well, my dad texted me. What did he say? He said, "I hope the Georgia game won't be like this game. I don't have time for a heart attack."
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Yeah. No, it'll be good. It'll be exciting to see. But I'm done with my cigar, so I'm gonna jump off here. It's 11 o'clock over here, so it's probably 1 o'clock over there. We're up late.
All right, man. Good talking with you. Yeah, I hadn't seen you in a while. I hadn't seen you post any videos, so that's why I couldn't get a hold of you.
Yeah. No. If you need to, Magnum's got my contact. Chess has my contact. Carter's got my contact.
Yeah.
Me on Facebook. So if you need to get a hold of me,
I think Carter. I don't know if Carter changed his number again. I don't know. I hadn't really tried to call him.
I tried.
I know he disappeared. I don't know where Carter disappeared to.
Has he not been on? Has he not been on YouTube?
No, I mean his channel got shut down or something.
What? I didn't know all that.
I think D4. Somebody was telling me D4 just closed his channel or canceled his channel.
What the frick's going on?
I don't know what happened to him, but I knew Chess said he was taking a little break or something. I don't know.
Man, away for 1 year and everything goes crazy. BBD loses a leg and he's the only kid up and running. Magnum invited me on a show. He was supposed to have me on yesterday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. He's supposed to have me on yesterday, but a former Georgia player, the only day they could do it was Tuesday, so they bumped me to next week. So I'm supposed to be on Magnum's show next Tuesday, the 10th.
What player was that?
Huh?
What player was that?
I have no idea. Some Georgia player. He messaged me the morning of. He's like, "Hey, I know we're supposed to have you on, but I got a hold of a Georgia player, and the only day he can do it is today. So we're gonna bump you to next week." And I'm like, "Well, I can't do next Tuesday, but I can do the 10th." And he's like, "Okay." So I'm supposed to be on Magnum's show coming up here in the next few weeks. And then, but I see BBD stream every now and then. I didn't know Carter's channel got shut down.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing all that amped up stuff, and then all of a sudden, everybody disappeared, and his channel got shut down or something. But I didn't know D4. I knew D4 hadn't done any shows or anything lately. I didn't know he had just canceled his channel or whatever, or shut it down or whatever.
Maybe something happened internally, and everybody got pissed at everybody, and they left. I don't know.
I don't know.
But that's why I left, because it was just a bunch of drama, and I'd sit on here all night, and somebody would say something about somebody, and it would just turn into a big thing, and I just don't have time. Like, I'll come on here once in a blue moon and make a video like this or a stream like this, but I don't have time for. Dude, I don't know how long you've been around, but back in 2012, 2013, 14, when I was still living at my mom's in Oregon, we would be on these. Back in the day, we would use Uvu.
Yeah.
And we would be on Uvu, I mean, till like 1 or 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
So it would get late, and everyone's drinking, and and we're doing all this stuff, and we're just talking. That's back when Steve Deviser was doing that, and God, what was Brent's name? I forget. I forget what his YouTube channel was, but yeah, dude, I could tell you some stories. Brazzy B, Clemson guy.
Yeah.
It just got crazy, and they'd bring girls in there, and the girls would flirt with like random dudes, and it would just be big old shit show.
Yeah, I understand. All right, man. It's good talking with you.
Yeah, so I stepped away from it, but I still do stuff like this every now and then, and like I might make a signing day video, have time, but
I was still subscribed to you, and I saw you live. I was like, well, let me pop in here and mess with them.
And if you need to get a hold of me. Message me on YouTube, and it'll come to my phone, or heck, add me on Facebook. I don't care.
Yeah.
And then if you need to get a hold of me, you can, because I wasn't even going to watch the game tonight. I had a business meeting that I needed to do, but it got moved to tomorrow, so I was able to jump in here and watch the game. And then I thought I'd do a little stream because I come on here after the big Oregon dubs and do a little victory lap. And but I stay away from the weekly stuff just because, number one, Oregon doesn't play anybody that makes videos, so it's kind of silly. But but I'll watch streams. Like, I'll jump in a BBD stream if I see it on. I'll say how's it going, and sometimes I'll get the link, sometimes I won't. But yeah, man, if you need to get a hold of me, just hit me up on Facebook or on YouTube or wherever, and maybe we can do a signing day thing in February when they finish that up.
All right, man.
All right, sir. Well, hey, good luck to you the rest of the way.
Yeah.
I'm not emotionally. Go Ducks. I'm not emotionally attached to anybody playing anymore, so I'm back and root for good games. But yeah, it'll be fun to watch to see what happens here the rest of the way. But good luck to you. Have a happy New Year's. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you.
Happy New Year, dude.
Amen.